From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening. The mental health of educators and Tasmania's troubled literacy rate have been highlighted as areas of our state's education system needing urgent action. A long-awaited independent review into schools finding many students are falling through the cracks when it comes to their learning.
A mixed result now laid bare when it comes to the success of Tasmania's schools.
There are young people who are falling through the gaps, and you definitely need to be focused on what it will take to ensure that they remain engaged.
That's one of 14 recommendations on how to improve our education system made by independent reviewer Vicky Bayliss. The state government committing to implement 4 of them immediately.
We are going to have to work as a whole education system if we're going to look at these recommendations.
The mental wellbeing of educators due to understaffing and mounting workloads dubbed an area needing urgent action.
We're also conscious that this is another day of announcements. What we're keen on is action. We've got a workforce that's struggling and that needs that support. Improving
Tasmania's dire literacy rate also a key commitment. Trialling new education models to keep students engaged alongside redefining student success, whether that's through TEC results or other methods of study like trades.
And I think we will be doing a great disservice to the high value of these qualifications if we don't actually incorporate them in our data.
The government admitting the review's just a snapshot, with questions raised about how and when change will come.
Some of these ideas we've put forward in negotiations previously and were told that they wouldn't be happening. So we're keen to see some of these put in place.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
A much anticipated report into Dorset Council has made scathing findings of offensive conduct by the Mayor and a former General Manager. The Council was also found to have carried out projects unlawfully, but the outgoing Mayor is disputing it.
For more than a year, the Dorset Council has been left in limbo, pending a Board of Inquiry report, which has finally been released today, uncovering numerous instances of misconduct.
It's brought it all to the front. We've looked at it transparently. They've gone right through all the issues.
The review critical of how Mayor Greg Howard communicated with colleagues, citing examples of offensive language in internal emails, such as "please find attached my answers to that question" and "answers questions," but Mayor Howard is standing by his words.
I think it just shows that we're normal people, and I don't have an issue with it, and I don't care.
The conduct of former General Manager Tim Watson also coming under the microscope, finding he too used language that was often inappropriate and offensive. The board also recommending he be referred to the Director of Public Prosecutions over allegations of breaching the Local Government Act.
It's up to them what happens with that after it's deferred.
Conflicts of interest and several instances of unlawful council infrastructure works have also been outlined, including clearing vegetation on the Bridport foreshore.
That's very concerning. The present General Manager has already moved very quickly to address some of those issues and put policies in place, so we believe that won't happen again.
Greg Howard confirming he won't be returning to the council, but is disputing many of the board's findings, which received 63 submissions and held 40 interviews.
They don't have enough evidence to make the findings that they made.
Commissioner Andrew Wardlaw heading up the Dorset Council since its suspension.
I think that I've fulfilled my role, providing governance to the Dorset Council over that period of time and put in a good place to move forward.
The government accepting all 22 recommendations, looking at changes to the Local Government Act, which councils are required to follow.
And we'll continue to work through that with the local government.
The council will be reinstated at midnight, but it's unclear how many councillors will return. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
The community continues to rally around the Rokeby family, devastated by the loss of their 22-month-old and 5-year-old daughters. Flowers and balloons were left at the Ben Boyne Circle home, destroyed by flames on Sunday morning. The GoFundMe page is set up by a close friend. The family now has raised more than $22,000 to help cover funeral costs. Loved ones are gathering at a memorial service tonight, paying tribute to the young girls. Federal Tasmanian MP Andrew Wilkie has slammed Aurora Energy, claiming the company is secretly looking to jack up its heating and hot water prices. The Independent says a whistleblower tipped him off about the move, saying residents will see increases of around 50% over time from July. He's calling on the state government to intervene.
For this to be happening during a cost of living crisis is simply unconscionable.
Aurora Energy says the changes will happen over 5 years as part of TasNetwork's move to cost-reflective network tariffs. A motorbike rider has died following a horror crash on the state's west coast. The New Zealand national was riding along the Lyle Highway in Queenstown when they reportedly tried to overtake a four-wheel drive towing a caravan. The 56-year-old could not be saved and died at the scene, while the driver of the other vehicle escaped uninjured. Investigations are still underway and police are calling on any witnesses to come forward. The Hobart Hurricanes are through to the Big Bash final on Monday night, as we all know, for their chance to secure that maiden title. Supporters out in droves to cheer on the Purple Army, lining up for the hottest ticket in town.
For some die-hard cricket fans, this moment has been a long time coming.
I've been a Cricket Tasmania member for 36 years, so it's really, really good. The Canes finally, hopefully going to win.
Lining up for a chance to cheer on the Hobart Hurricanes in the BBL decider at Ninja Stadium on Monday night. Are you on the cane train?
Everybody in this lineup's on the cane train.
I think most people who've watched our organisation closely can see it's all the pieces have been there. It's just been a matter of bringing that together.
After beating the Sydney Sixers by 12 runs last night, the home crowd proving pivotal in their campaign.
This year we really prided ourselves on playing at home and making this a bit of a fortress. And if you look at the record, we've done that.
With the team only losing 2 out of 10 games, the skipper naming consistency and experience as the key to their success.
As a captain, having the leadership group that I have to lean on, it's invaluable.
The club hoping more than 15,000 people roll through the gates on Monday. The first allocation of tickets sold out, with more up for grabs on Saturday at 10 a.m.
Tasmanians do turn up. You know, they've been turning up to the Jack Jumpers for 2 years. They've turned up here when it matters. So long may it continue.
Really exciting for us as a group, but really exciting for Tasmania to hopefully get the chance to win some silverware in front of our home crowd.
Eager fans well and truly ready to cheer them on.
They're coming a long way from the last 2 years when I've been coming to the game. They're coming okay. The train's coming. Woo! All aboard. I love it.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmanian News.
With more than 1 in 5 Tasmanians now over 65, the state is confronting the challenges of changing demographics head-on. The rollout of the latest initiative focusing on fighting ageism and ensuring older people feel included in our society.
Bocce on the beach. One of the many ways these older Tasmanians stay active, part of a host of activities on offer at Port Sorell's Silver Salties program.
It's a national Surf Life Saving Australia initiative, and Silver Salties has been going nationally now for quite a few years.
A club for Australians over 50 to connect on the coast.
We're learning how to use the rescue board and a few other ocean skills.
The free program starting in November last year and quickly growing to 55 members.
I could quote somebody who said after one of the sessions, "I feel like a teenager again."
Learning a range of surf life-saving related skills, including kayaking and first aid, but also mobilising for community events like the weekend's Nipper Carnival.
They did some car parking duties, worked on the canteen, go for jobs, really.
The Silver Salties, all part of an action plan to support Tasmania's fast-growing demographic of over 65s.
We need to ensure that our communities, our society, our services are set up for that growing proportion of our population who are living longer.
Consultation uncovering the unique challenges older Tasmanians face.
The cost of living pinch can be quite a lot, and also our digital inclusion.
Access to services, but especially health and aged care, topping the list.
Older people tell us consistently they feel very locked out of community because they might not know how to use the apps or have an email address.
But it's programs like the Salties that keeps these Tasmanians connected.
It's not over strenuous, but it's getting you out and in the fresh air and out of the house.
Breaking the age barrier together.
This is really just the beginning for Port Sorell Silver Salties.
Tom Crosby, 7 Tasmania News.
Lake Rosebury on Tasmania's west coast remains off limits to the public as authorities continue responding to a large oil spill. The Environment Protection Agency says an estimated 5,000 litres of oil has spilled into the Henry Bay area, affecting around 30 kilometres of shoreline. It's believed contents leaked from an old tank after heavy rain, posing a significant risk to the public. The lake is expected to be closed until the end of the month. Communities across Tasmania now have the opportunity to prepare for natural disasters as the third round of a federal government fund opens for applications. The $200 million program aims to reduce risk and increase resilience in the face of floods and fires.
I think Australians understand that the climate is changing, and all of the science tells us that we can expect to experience natural disasters more frequently, and when they occur, they are more intense.
The Tas Alerts app was partially financed with a grant from the Disaster Ready Fund. Applications for this round close on April 2. A major Vodafone network expansion will see triple the number of mobile sites in the state's north and northwest thanks to a network sharing deal with Optus. Customers will soon be able to receive 4 and 5G coverage from 111 mobile sites instead of just 29. The improved service will be rolled out soon. Health insurer St Luke's is continuing its call for the state government to commit long-term to its emergency dental voucher scheme. The group has opened several health clinics aiming to ease pressure on public wait lists, but says more needs to be done for affordability and accessibility in Tasmania.
So what we're trying to do is to create a space where people can have preventative dental at a no out-of-pocket cost with the appropriate products.
Our health budget has continued to grow year on year. It's the single largest area that we invest in. It's our highest priority.
St Luke's claims Tasmanians are waiting almost 4 years for non-urgent public dental care.
In front of a full crowd last night, the Hobart Hurricanes continued to make Ninja Stadium their fortress, beating the Sydney Sixers by 12 runs to earn themselves a spot in next week's decider. Bowler Riley Meredith notching up a major milestone, taking 2 from 34 with 11 dot balls, with a little help from Ben McDermott.
Big edge, great catch! What a way to bring up your 100 wickets!
Monday night will mark the third decider in franchise history for the Canes, but they've never won one, and it'll be their first final on home turf.
Good evening. Hobart saw a top of 20 degrees today, a fine and sunny, 26 in Launceston and Devonport, and 24 the top at Burnie. As we look further across the island, Low Head also recorded 26, 23 degrees on Flinders, Friendly Beaches 22, King Island, St Helens and Luncheon Hill all 20, 21 at Bushy Park, Grove and Strawn 19, 18 on Marai Island and just 14 at Lyweenie. We experienced mostly cloudy skies about the west and south and also about parts of the northeast, with mostly clear skies elsewhere. A frontal band that crossed Tasmania this morning pushes over southeastern New South Wales. Tomorrow, ex-tropical cyclone Sean is crossing waters to the west of WA, while a high-pressure ridge lies to the south of the continent and over our state. Variable winds 5 to 15 knots about western, southern and eastern waters. Northeasterly winds in the north with 10 to 20 knots there. Southwesterly spells up to 3 metres in southern waters. A cloudy day in the south of the state tomorrow, 18 degrees in Hobart, 19 in Cygnet and New Norfolk with similar cloud cover expected. A 60% chance of possible showers in Launceston 20, showery at Devonport 18, maybe a shower or two in Campbelltown 19 the top. Burnie showers 18, 18 also at Strawn with cloudy skies. A couple of showers on the way in Smithton with 20 the maximum. St Helens cloudy 19, cloudy 2 in Swansea 20, 19 and possible showers in Fingal. Friday, showers about the west and far south after possible morning fog in the north, but mainly fine elsewhere. Not looking too bad either for the weekend, fine and partly cloudy across the majority of the island. And on Australia Day, light showers about the North and Furneaux Islands, more likely about the Ranges. Here's the national forecast now for Thursday. A late shower or two in Melbourne and Canberra, 33 and partly cloudy in Brisbane, nudging 40 in Perth with partly cloudy conditions. And perfect conditions across the state right now. Hobart 16 and sunny, mostly sunny in Launceston 22 and 21 at Devonport. Now I'm a bit disappointed, Murph. I've tried all day so far, but I've missed out on Hurricanes tickets for the final.
Oh, well, don't worry, Kaya. I'm sure one of our viewers will come in and save the day. In fact, folks, she's willing to pay hundreds of money for her seats as long as they're somewhere near a refreshment stand. That's our Kaya. Well, that's all our news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us this evening. Good night.